Hey everyone, we're going to be talking about the stats that's happening in April and also amortizations. What's going on with that? Listen in and you're going to learn a lot. Hey everyone, we are here with Conrad Zerini from RE/MAX Escarpment, RE/MAX Niagara, and Brian Hogbin from Mission 35 Mortgages, and myself, Rob Golfi. What's happening this week in real estate? Well, the stats came out for the month of April. And the market's looking good. I just, I sent you guys, months of inventory, what's going on in the stats. And if things, by the time we're finished, by the end of this year, we're going to start, I'd say, what month do you think we're going to start seeing when the stats start showing that we're in a positive instead of the negative? It would be, do you think it'd be like September?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, we're already seeing month over month numbers. Every month increasing. So yeah, you're talking about narrowing that gap. Yeah, I would say probably September we'll see that gap completely diminished. You're right. We'll be up par.
So the one biggest thing I noticed is especially month over month and even average sale price, Burlington is just jumped like you would not believe. Like, what's going on there? Is it like if you looked at the average sale price, and these are benchmark prices I have on here, right? And if you and I printed Burlington, and like the benchmark price, I gotta get my glasses on, guys. Sorry, but the benchmark price in Burlington, $850,000 in December. Perfect time to buy. That was the move, and that was the move. Like, we're over like $1,066,000 on benchmark price in Burlington. What's going on, Con? Like, the market.
What's pretty amazing is like 32 and 33, they're kind of side by side. 32 is like $1 million average. 33 is about $1.3 million. They're both sitting at so the new listings to sales ratio is over 100%. So every new listing that gets put on the market in Burlington, those two areas, 109% of them sell. Right?
Shit. Yeah. What's going on with the Burlington and Oakville? I mean, the high end market is going crazy.
Well, but it shows you, like, the numbers tell you that it's boomers that are driving this market, right? They're the biggest buyers in the market. And, like I was saying before, 33, which is Southeast Burlington, there's, for every listing that comes up, it gets sold right away. It's at 109% listings to sales ratio. Months of supply is a half a month supply, which is something we saw in 2021 and early 2022. So that market's back strong, and it's just that demographic. Follow that demographic, right?
And that demographic has a significant amount of equity as well, too, right? So if they're the move-up buyer that's been in their house for 10, 15 years, even though prices have gone down, they can actually still go in pretty comfortable with a cash offer to sneak up that house because they've got so much equity in their home.
We just sold the house on Jerseyville Road. I'm not sure if you saw that for four. So now Stacy and our team, I mean, she's a gutsy girl. She wanted to hold offers at $4 million. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gutsy enough to take the risk on that. But if nothing ventured, nothing accomplished. But we got over $4 million on that, and we had showings. I'm telling you, there's buyers out there. I mean, if they're looking at a $4 million house, these guys can afford $4, $5, $6 million. They're just looking for the right property. So the high-end market is definitely strong. People, that luxury market, there's a lot of money out there for that. But if you look,
I was going to add to that. I'll add real quick to that. And what's happening is people see that the inventory is so low that they're saying, you know what? I found what I'm looking for. I found that unicorn in my life. I don't care anymore. And you're seeing really high numbers for properties at that level.
So, and then on sales numbers wise, in April for Ancaster, 58 in April of 2022, 58 homes sold. In 2023, we're at 63. So and then same thing in Burlington, it's the sales numbers higher, and the prices are very close to last year's April numbers. So that means that those numbers are just going to continuously go up. I mean, and like they've caught up to what the market is. So, I mean, if you bought in like let's say February, March of last year, yeah, you paid a lot of money, but I'm telling you, the way the market's going, it's creeping up fast. It's coming up fast to that number. And, you know,
well, if you want to, I'm in the US right now, and you want to know inventory, there's 3 listings for every realtor in the United States. Whew. That's a fun fact, right? And I know that's
so
crazy.
there's opportunity in the US to buy real estate. No,
well, actually, no, it's very competitive because, it's the inventory is so low. It's never been 3 listings per every.
Oh, is that? Oh, wow.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. Think about it. There's,
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. You think about, there's a million realtors in the US, right?
That's right. 1,000,001. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
There's about 3.3 million listings right now, which is all-time low.
Well, you got to figure there's a lot of Canadians coming down there.
And then the other thing is real estate.
Oh, he's frozen again.
Well, I was gonna say, like, we see a lot of people coming down that want to go down and buy in Florida now, Rob.
Oh, is that right? Now, are you are you back from Florida, Brian?
Yeah, I was down there just in the wintertime, but like we're getting lots of clients right now. Like, I think not only the US demand, but there's still Canadian demand for people that want to go down there and purchase. And we see a lot of investors now that are actually taking money out of their homes and going to buy in Florida because they're a little bit sick and tired of the landlord rental laws here, and to end up renting and purchasing down in the States and maybe have a little bit of fun in that vacation property as well too. It crosses a lot of boxes, especially for those baby boomers. You've got equity, let's buy the retirement home, let's get a little bit of cash flow and purchase down in Florida and go visit Conrad a little bit more.
If you had to drop a ball and say, this is a great opportunity for Canadians to buy in this city in the state of Florida, are there many cities, or is there one particular one you think is ideal for? Because I know you guys both have properties in Florida. Like,
yeah, I think it's different. And Conrad might differ, like where, it depends on what you're looking for and what type of demographic. When you're looking at, South Florida for a single family home, you can rent it out to a different demographic than if you're looking at, say, a Lauderdale type place where you're going to rent it out for maybe weekends or the week, something like that. So I think either will cash flow quite well, right? But I think that sort of short-term vacation market, in my opinion, is better than the long-term rental down in South Florida. You can just make so much more money down there, and there's lots of people that want to use it, and you can cash flow more than cash flow in probably 6 out of the 12 months. So even though there's a down season down there, you can still have your costs covered.
What about you, Conrad? What would you say? Boca Raton? Oh, we can't hear you now.
Oh, we can't hear you, Conrad.
Oh, he's on mute. He's out.
Oh,
he's out. He's out. So it's just you and me, Brian. So okay, let's get into mortgages. Now, I was looking at an article in regards to mortgages, and they were saying that CMHC only insures mortgages with a maximum of 25-year amortization period, which limits the availability of longer-term fixed mortgages. Now, why don't they give these long-term mortgages to first-time buyers, like 30 years? Like, why not? Like they're trying to make things affordable, but they're missing the one thing that will make it easier. And why don't they do that?
And you know what? It's funny because if you go back, 10 to 15 years ago, CMHC used to insure mortgages with 5% down, actually 0 down, with up to 40-year amortizations, right? So then what ends up happening with those mortgage rules is naturally they start to claw back, and we went from 40, 35, 30, 25, right?
Gotcha.
So we lost Con, So
yeah, he's gone.
And I think because we've been in a market with rapid expansion and people investing in real estate and all this stuff happening, the government, like our industry, has been advocating, and Conrad's back, has been advocating to get the 30-year mortgage back for a long time, because and just roll it out to say a first-time home buyer. But the government and OFSI, the regulators in our industry, they do not want to do anything at this point to make mortgage rules easier, because people always find a loophole and they figure that that's going to drive up the housing market if they make the amortizations longer. So it's been something that people are advocating for. I think it's a good idea to say, hey, you're a first-time home buyer, you got a minimum down payment, give the first-time home buyer a break, let them have a 30-year amortization. Maybe you can get them into the housing market, right? You allow it for a certain few, not the move-up buyer, repeat buyer, but the very first buyer. I think it'd be a great incentive for first-time home buyers to get into the housing market right now.
Now, in the UK, they've got, 99-year amortization? Am I correct about that?
In the UK, I know they do in Asia in certain places. They have 99 years.
And I was reading about another country, and I think somewhere in the Middle East, not Middle East, the Asian, that they do long-term leases just so that it's affordable. But you're right. If everybody is able to get a 30-year, it will drive the market up. People start jumping in because the mortgage rates. But yeah, I do believe that the first-time buyers should get that. But they're not gonna. But CMHC. Who knows?
Well, it's not even CMHC, it's OFSI, the like our government regulator. Like when they end looking at regulations, I just think it's a hard sell right now. It's a hard sell after the market we came off to make any type of lending easier. I think they're very hesitant to do it. They're more of the because right now they're battling extended amortizations. That's a big thing in the news right now, where all these variable rate mortgages where the payment didn't move, all these amortizations came up for renewal at maybe 35 years or 40 years. So now you've got a whole segment of the market where they didn't pay down anything in the mortgage. It got longer. They're still making their payments. They're still okay. We're not in an arrears situation. Arrears are actually surprisingly not as high as what people would have thought they would be. But they're just not putting in as much equity as they would have thought they have. So when that makes the headlines and the government regulators see that, the last thing they want to do is, how do we make it easier for another segment of the population to get into the market? They come back.
Oh, I lost you too. I guess let's see if he comes back on. We got a whole mix up here.
Can you hear me?
There I am. I'm back.
Oh, he's back. We lost Brian. I guess I gotta find out what internet service provider you guys using.
Well, I'm on my. But I was going to add something because I heard the whole thing.
No, go ahead.
You know what's happening here with the 30-year mortgages? Just an interesting thing. 70% of the mortgages in the United States are under 4%. 4% or under. So what happens what happens with that is people are less apt to move, because once they move, they're going to be subject to the new rates. So you got to understand, 70% of the population, that's why inventories are so low. The only market that's going up is the Florida market, but the rest of the states are flat, and actually flat in terms of their unit numbers. Pricing is going up, but unit number sales is diminishing. Rents are coming down. But the other problem is, like I said, these people 70% of the people are sitting on the fence. So unless they see something pretty miraculous, they're not going to move and increase their household mortgage payment. So that's what's happening here. So
good stuff, guys. So anything else? We got about a minute left, less than a minute. Anything else?
No, just to hitchhike on that. I think we're seeing more inventory in ours starting to come up now, because more and more of those mortgages that Conrad just spoke to are coming up for maturity. Every single month, you're seeing more come up for maturity. So now it's a conversation that I'll list my house. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because it is getting expensive. Some people's mortgages are up over $1,000 a month, sometimes two, depending how big of a house they bought 3-4 years ago, before when the interest rates at 2%.
Just quickly on that, a lot of people think their mortgage payment was going to go up. It's because the variable rate was static and they increased the amortization. A lot of those payments did not go up as much as people thought. Right. And I'm not saying it's put them in a financially better situation. They've got a longer amortization. But the reality is that they're still making they can still make their payments, and the payment didn't go up as much as they thought it would.
All right. Awesome, guys. Listen, Thank you so much, and I appreciate everything. Hope you have we know Conrad's in a nice sunny Florida right now, enjoying the sunny weather and watching the bikinis walking by on the beach, or
Conrad's in a
whatever.
Speedo. He's in a Speedo. Stand up,
That's
Conrad.
it. And then I'm sure Brian's going to be going down soon because he's got a place out there. I don't yet, but I got to figure. I got to make a trip and buy something. Everybody, thanks for listening. What's happening in real estate this week, and we'll catch you next week. Thanks, everyone.